everyone, welcome to our live webinar, Authentic Conversations, What Defines a Great University in Singapore. We're so excited to chat with our student marketers here at JCU University, Singapore. Just a quick note, this session will be recorded and posted on our student marketer LinkedIn page and YouTube channel for anyone who can join us live. Also, the views shared today are based on our personal experience and might not reflect the official stance of JCUS. If you have any questions during the discussion, just drop them in the chat box below and we'll get to them at the end. Now let's jump in with an introduction. Hi, I'm Nue. I'm Michelle. I'm a student here and I'm from Yangon, Myanmar, and I'm majoring in digital marketing for a digital age, and I'm in my fifth trimester. I have with me Anna, Tess, and Elvin.
Hello, I'm Aldous Siddiqui, a first-year student in JCU, taking Bachelor of Commerce majoring in Financial Management, and I'm from Jakarta, Indonesia.
Hi guys, my name is Asia Lai. I'm also a first year student in my third trimester and I'm doing Bachelor of Business, major in digital marketing, and I'm also from Jakarta, Indonesia. Nice to meet you guys.
Hi everyone, I'm Joanna Bolden and I'm from Assam, India. And I'm doing my third trimester as a first year student here at JCU. I'm pursuing Bachelor of Arts and I'm majoring in psychology. And yeah, I'm looking forward to our session today. Great introduction, guys. So let's start with our first question. I'm curious, like, what did you guys look for when you guys were applying to the university in Singapore? And how did you guys end up in JCU? Well, I'll start first. Well, when I was choosing for a university in Singapore, I looked for three criteria, which was that a place that offers a marketing major and provides international exposure such as exchange programs, and that I could choose electives from different programs and different courses. So surprisingly, JCU fitted all the descriptions, and one of the perks was I could graduate earlier than my peers while in Singapore, and I'm close to my family, and I actually while in Singapore, I can get Australian degree. How about you guys?
When I was looking for university, JCU fit my criteria perfectly. I was looking for an intake in September. I wanted to graduate in 2 years, which I can relate to maybe everyone in the chat and everyone in this table too. Because graduating in 2 years would allow me more time in the future to focus on developing my entrepreneurial skills outside of school. And a 2 year course would be less burdensome than 4 years. However, since it's 2 years, usually it's compressed to 6 trimesters as compared to an Australian degree, which is 3 years, which is split across three. But that didn't worry me at all, and that's why JCU was the right choice for me.
JCU fits my criteria very well. Why? Well, my main reason of searching a uni and my main criteria of choosing uni was to just as graduate as fast as I could. Same with you guys. When I looked at graduating in 2 years with an Australian degree, I was like, oh yes, that's my way. Then I told my friends and they also agreed. Because I told them, if I can graduate in 2 years, that means I have more time to focus on my future. I can also start working, start helping the family business, or even do something on my own with faster time frame. Well, in Indonesia, usually bachelor degrees are 4 years, but this is only 2 years, which is half of it. Those are like 700 days. Come on, you can gain so many knowledge yourself, gain so many experience, even improve yourself personally without having the burden of studying.
Good. How about you, Joanna? I think like you guys have mentioned, the 2 years or degree program of the degree is a very attractive one for viewers that might not understand what it is. Basically, JCU offers us the option to do trimesters instead of semesters. And it has the option for both, but then you also have the options for trimesters, so you can graduate faster, which is why we choose the program. But in addition to that, I think the class sizes are very focused in this year as well. Before I came here, I liked the website video, and then for psychology, I found out that the class size is usually 10 to 20 students. And even if it's not and it's a public lecture mode, then they usually have like extended tutorial classes with one-to-one conversation with a lecturer just giving the session. And they can ask questions to the rest of the afternoon. I think it's just something that I found was very suitable for me and style. And yeah,
Before now, I heard that there were two different groups for psychology. What are those?
I think you mean like the two options that psychology has. Yeah, which is very far. So basically, it's like I think psychology students already might have an idea of this, but basically you can go for psychological science or psychology and industrial arts, which I'm doing. So the Bachelor of Arts, yes, you can look up more about it on JCU website, but psychological arts is for students that are looking to do more than traditional sort of psychological degrees, and the psychological science is for students that are going for clinical or wanting to become psychologists later on. I've actually attended a few psychology series. Yeah, and I really enjoyed that. So, I'm glad to hear that we all had similar reasons when we chose JCU, which was the 2 years bachelor's timing and graduating at the end of our years. And we really like that there's small class sizes for tutorials and that. So, here's another question. What was your initial impression when you first joined JCU? And how has your perspective changed over time?
Well, JCU, when I first joined JCU, I feel like it gives a very warming, a very welcoming, and a very positive vibe. Especially when Sir Andrew showed me around school, he gave me a very welcoming vibe. It seems like he's telling me, oh, please be comfortable here. Please make your school as your second home since you're gonna be staying here for 2 years, right? Then I also feel like the school schedules is actually not very hectic. Well, at first trimester, we only have 4 offline and 4 online. And to be honest, that's not a lot of burden. But as we go to the next trimester, our offline classes increases and the online decreases. My second trimester, I had 6 offline and 2 online. And on my third trimester, I have all offline. But then it doesn't make a burden since we are trained from easy, medium to hard. Same like you're playing a Roblox game or like some Nintendo Switch game. Everything is trained from easy to hard. Then how about you, Olin?
My first impression of JCU was just like it's very welcoming here, and I had fun when I first came. The orientation was good, and the people I met was great, even greater than the orientation. However, I initially had trouble adjusting to the class schedule as I was used to a high school routine, which I think everyone relates to an extent. Because transitioning from high school to university is not really an easy experience because it's completely different. Let's say you're moving out and you have to live alone, you have to schedule everything your own, as compared to when you're back home with your parents, you have your personal helpers, you have your siblings, things of that nature. But over time, I adjusted pretty well, and my experience in JCU only continued to improve due to the people I met, and the teachers here are also very good.
Hear that? Well, for me too. Um, JCU felt very welcoming, but of course I was still very nervous. I didn't know what could go on. But then I had a worry about how capacity would be and how the campus life would be. But over time, I found that having a community here in GCP makes it so different from my previous college in Singapore. And over time, I found that the classes are manageable, not too difficult, even the timing worked for me, even though I couldn't wake up early as I would want to every day. And on a daily basis, I would connect with lecturers, my friends, my classmates of different backgrounds, and I just get to know them more personal. And I always take part in tennis activities and fun events, which helps me feel comfortable and I feel at peace. How about you? I think that my first impression of JC is that when I entered the campus, it has a lot of open space compared to like other institutes. Um, not that I really took that many institutes, but just JCU itself. It has a very wide windows in its classrooms as well. I think that made me feel very comfortable being there. That was the very first impression when I walked into JCU. But then after that, I remember going in for orientation. That's held every semester. And in the orientation, I remember we were introduced to a lot of clubs that we have here at JCU. For people that might not know, JCU actually has 16 clubs, I think. And that's a lot. Why is it a lot? Yeah. And as of now, I'm doing about 3 clubs. Back then, I think I was too excited to join those clubs and be a part of them.
Since we are all from high school, right? What was the hardest thing you've managed to adapt when you arrived in university?
For me, I think it was the new culture, new area of things. Singapore is really different from Indonesia. Maybe it's similar, some things, but for me personally, I have to live alone in a new place. I had to use public transport for the first time. So I had to cook my own food. I had to budget. I had to have a public transport right to back home where everything is pretty ordered by my parents. And anything I need extra, I could just give them a phone call. But if here, I have to rely on myself and budget accordingly.
So how was your how was riding transportation here?
The public transport in Singapore is very, very good. Like, let's say the bus is going to arrive at 11:30, it's arriving exactly at 11:30, but maybe latest 11:33. So overall, I think the public transport in Singapore is very beneficial for us students, as Grab here is, not gonna lie, maybe twice or thrice even more expensive from back home.
Mhm.
So prevent using Grab.
Yeah, especially for students here. Always manage your time.
Right.
For me, instead of high school, I did my homework like this. So it was just having a good time with. Because back in diploma, I had a lot of exams which I read. Whereas now I'm more excited. So I can spend more time focus on assignments rather than stressing about exams, which I really like. How are you guys? Well, I think a big part of JC's culture is about learning to adjust yourself to different cultures. Because JC has a lot of international students. You just have to be ready for culture shocks and just adapt yourself whenever you see yourself not being able to interact outside of your own community and not just stick to your own community. I know it's made it hard sometimes, but it's really important to communicate with yourself. That's what I think a lot of students go to international schools for, but it's really it's a common phrase. I mean, what do you do? University outside for exposure. How have you expected to struggle?
Well, I think personally, I don't really struggle that much in school, but the pressure is different than high school. For example, when I was in high school, anybody will graduate. Everyone will graduate unless you do something that's out of the box, crazily bad. But then you will graduate, no matter how bad your marks are. I'm not saying that my marks are bad. It's still good. But then the pressure is just different. Since in uni you also have to focus on what you're gonna do in the future, right? And then when I come to university, living alone, doing your own laundry, cleaning the toilet, cleaning the room, mopping the floor, doing your laundry, that sucks. So that's the yeah.
So whoever is planning to come to JCU or attending university, you know, for soon, make sure you ask your parents to teach you how to do your laundry, wash dishes, to take care of household, you know, it's very important because it affects your daily life in a way as well. So it's important you have it mastered before you actually get here.
Not only if you're going to Singapore, but everywhere in the world.
And I think we shall, for people who have like their own personal helpers at home, you guys should actually say thank you to them for helping you guys with your daily chores. Imagine going home with a full clothes, ready meal, and ready to sleep bed again. It's a privileged thing to have.
I think so, guys. So I'm so glad to hear that the campus culture here really encourages you guys to be positive, to be have to be more adult, right? Like actually get your life together and actually encourage you guys to be better people. I'm so glad to hear that. So I'm curious, how has your involvement in extracurricular activities or has like contributed to your personal growth and ascendability? Well, let me start. Well, for me, joining student marketer has been wonderful because I recently joined as recently and I've been the kind of recruiting and even then even though it's very soon, I learned how to improve my leadership skills, communication skills, and organization skills through like real hands-on experiences. And I'm also a part of class, so it has taught me to be patient, to help people, and have stronger will to get better grades. So to the viewers who are watching that don't know what math is, it is a session that happens every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays to help first year students like you guys from our senior year students who have done well in the subjects, and you can help see during these sessions. So it's every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and it's psychology, business, IT, and accounting and finance and statistics. So if you're a first timer and you need help with anything, you can just come right on this link to these meetings. And I'm also a part of the basketball club. And even though I'm a secretary, I don't think much, but at the same time, I get to spend time with this too there. And through these clubs, I met amazing friends, and I get to work on videos and events like these, like webinar. And it gives me a sense of achievement. How about that?
Michelle, how about that you do that? You said you were teaching the events like this. Do you sometimes get frustrated while teaching?
Well, when it comes to
Let's be honest.
okay, I'll be honest. When it comes to language barriers, yes, because there's some students that are very quick accents, even in Chinese, because it makes sense with the dialects. So sometimes I may not be familiar with the dialect, because I really speak English. So whenever you explain to maybe this makes Chinese as these, it's so difficult to translate it into Chinese, and because most of the slides might be different from what I usually say or what they usually say. Yeah, I think it's a little frustrating, but I find out that people to help them as much as I can. Which one? I'm assuming you come to us before.
But for me, clubs overall are very beneficial for new students because it allows you to meet more friends from different backgrounds and potentially you could meet great teachers too, like Miss Hazira, which is the head of the student marketers. And I'm just recently a part of student marketers and she accepted me with open arms. And I'm also a part of basketball club, student council, and I used to be in the JCU club as an ex-co, but now I'm just a general member. And potentially you can see me during events, but other than that, you would just see me around school. Overall, in these clubs, it taught me teamwork, communication, and discipline, which is very important as in the future, you can't rely on yourself every time and you need to rely on people as a group or as a partner. This helped me improve my confidence and improve my time management overall. Because being in these clubs allows me to have more friends, I meet more people, and it gave me a strong sense of belonging within the university community.
So Alden, we see you're meeting different friends, different backgrounds, different ethnicity, right? So everybody different personality. What is your biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve is sometimes I struggle with people who wouldn't agree with what I'm saying, even though I gave a very good, valid answer for why I stated those things. And sometimes they will just say, oh, no, I don't want, I disagree, and then they will twist the whole topic away. And I would get frustrated with myself, and I would end up not talking to that person. And then,
So you will just leave them blank.
yes,
So
how about you?
how about me? I really my biggest pet peeve is when people feel like I know everything. I'm gonna close my ears and I don't listen to you. You just sit down and listen to me. Well, let's come to this question. How about you guys?
I think for the parts is people is that. Yeah, one of the leaders for the assigned work.
And then
No
no
word.
Well, for me, it would be people who say they don't know, but don't do their best to research it. And then I ask, have you researched? And then they say, no. And then I say, wait, then how are you gonna understand? So even explaining doesn't help because they don't want to actually do it. So I wish they would try their best.
So what do you do when the certain people is in your group?
I try my best to support them because everyone has their own different learning style, right? So maybe they might do a more visual chart. Maybe if they don't want to do anything research based, I would ask them to do posters or like drawings or something that they might be able to be more creative on. It's just trying to adjust what they like and to actually finishing our assignments.
Well, for me, I have already involved in quite a lot of clubs. Well, one of them is Student Marketer, where it's led by our mother, Miss Hazira. So if you guys join Student Marketer, you will see Miss Hazira. That's our first mother. Then we have the other mother, which is Miss Charlotte. So when you join, there will be two mothers leading you, which is gonna create a very welcoming vibe. Then I'm also the vice president of basketball club. So in the club, there's Alden and there's Michelle. But Michelle doesn't play. So you guys should join and let's pull Michelle to the court. Then I'm also in Indo-JCU, which is Indonesian community, where all the Indonesian students come together, play together, eat together, and have fun together. And I'm there as the head of events. Well, Alden used to be exco, and now he's not. You know we miss your present, Alden. And then I'm also in the student council in the orientation team. So when you guys arrive school, uh, you guys are gonna get orientation just like what Siparna said. And we're gonna play games, have a school tour, and also have a city tour, and also have lunch together. And then you guys can also hang out, chit chat with your seniors and also your new friends, which will give you a head start in making friends, which is very important, guys. Then being inside these clubs have broadened my teamwork, broadened my network. I have learned how to work together with different people with different backgrounds, personality, pet peeves, and toxic traits and everything. I have also been more open-minded, less selfish, and more disciplined. To be honest, I'm very selfish and hard-headed. So this is a very big move for me. I have also learned on how to interact with different people and not judge the book by its cover. I thought Michelle was very complete. I thought she's a very sweet soul. How about you, Chiparno?
So like I mentioned before, I've joined 3 clubs so far. And I think that each club that I've joined so far has given me something very special of its own. Like the student marketers, I get to meet very proactive, motivated people all the time. And I think that helps me keep myself motivated as well to take part in events such as this, webinars, And then the people in the club that I've joined are the volunteer and the art club. In the volunteer club, we go out to do volunteer work, and I think like that keeps me grounded. And yeah, and then our club that I joined, I recently became an expo as well. So I think I just enjoy the process, creative process of, creating posts for our Instagram page or doing events. Yeah, altogether, I feel like these clubs have really shaped my time here and made me feel like I'm part of something beyond just academics. Very interesting.
You know what? Hannah is not in the same club as us.
So yeah, what's that, Michelle?
That's our basketball club.
Then what should we do?
Maybe you should come play with us.
Maybe we should put her out now.
Yeah, maybe we can play.
Does that mean if I join the play?
Fine, if you join, I'll play.
That sounds
We
great.
can play.
Well,
One, two, three.
Yeah, 1v3 with Alvin. Okay, alright. Would you like to join the basketball club?
One day.
One day? One day?
One day means tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
So get your shoes ready. It's okay.
It's okay.
Oh, by the way, evenings open even Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think you're open on Sunday, so
Only on
only on
Saturdays.
Saturday.
So you can still play basketball on your maybe Saturdays as well.
And we used to student hub to study.
And the library is open as well. Yeah. So looking ahead, how do you guys think your time at this university has prepared you or is preparing you for life after graduation? Well, can I start first? So since I'm on my fifth semester, JCU has prepared me. So for my major in marketing, as you know, the assignments are quite practical and they often use industry knowledge and research goals, which I feel like I'm ready for a marketing internship. And I would love to use the skills that I learned here to actually do a job that I can have more experience in. And so this trimester, I got to attend CEO launch in Korea Paris. And after some time thinking, I got a better sense of what I want to do in life and maybe in future. So reflecting right now, these experiences have encouraged me to pursue my master's after I graduate from master's. So yeah,
Michelle, can you elaborate what is a CEON?
so basically, CEO launch is where industry very prominent figures come to our school and they share their valuable insights and engage with students in lively discussions over refreshments. So for those viewers who don't know, there's another one called Korea Ed, where employers come to JCU and they provide information on various careers from different sectors, different industries, and they share job opportunities. So students in JCU here have no network, get to know, get to talk to the CEO as well. I believe you were there this semester as well, right?
Yes, I was a part of the CEO launch. It was very good to get some insight from industry professionals as they would share their experience on how they got there and and they would give us advice on how we would see our future, like, oh, you would have to maybe go through hard times before you can see something, those of that nature. They would motivate us as not only me, but it would motivate us from, let's say, a professional from a law firm or a professional from, let's say, one of the biggest restaurant chains, right? They would have their own ways of how they would motivate and give us advice. So it's a very good experience listening from those professionals and give us a different outlook for what they're presenting.
So what are you planning to do after you graduate?
Me personally, JCU has prepared me very good. It prepared me that I have to keep discipline, and time management was also very good. Just like everything, in my opinion, time management is very important and sticking to it, that's the difficult part, right?
Yes.
And communication and teamwork that helped me because I have met a lot of different people from diverse countries, and it allowed me to adjust to their distinct personalities per se. Let's say they're from this area, they would be more hard-headed, or let's say this area, they would be more soft and they would be easier to talk to. However, I'm not saying those hard-headed person are mean. That's just how they're raised, correct?
So what do you consider yourself as?
Me, I think I'm a mix of both because maybe I could let my emotions get the best of me. Let's say I'm stressed, I wouldn't really want to talk to anyone first. How about you?
Well, JC have prepared me in different ways possible. Just like what Alden said, since it was a 2-year course, I'm feeling very pressured. I think very often about what will I do after I graduate? What will I be? Will I live under the bridge or will I be able to afford a mansion? So that's what I think about every day. Hence, I think and talk about it often. Yes. Due to this, I became more intelligent in expanding my skills and my knowledge. I became more diligent. I became more sometimes self-centered since I am too confused on what I want to be, and I became more stressed. I might get a bald spot soon, to be honest. Well, even though I'm thinking about my future, I need to keep my grades good since I need to make my parents proud and show them that they're not wasting their money here. Since going to a uni is not cheap. Then, on the other hand, while maintaining my grades high, I need to research on what I want to do and I need to gain experience in what an industry I want to work in. But since I am in JCU, I have met lots of people from different backgrounds, such as Michelle, Piparna, Alden, and other people. From there, in my opinions, it's already an experience that I will not get elsewhere. I might get it in a work environment, but that's gonna be different. Since in a work environment, there's gonna be seniorities, there's gonna be boss and then employees. Everything is not gonna be the same anymore. Similar but different. So right now, I'm just gonna value everything I have, see what's in front of me, and use everything 100%. How about you, Tiparna?
Like we have been talking a lot, I feel like, JC has been very just like overall, um, teaching how to handle life. I feel like it has been slowly preparing for what comes after graduation, small but meaningful ways, like figuring out simply how to juggle and our day-to-day assignments without burning out or learning to speak up in the past, even though I'm sure. Because I found it like my son is at small, so he's a bit compared to like in high school I was at for school, to communicate with the lecturer. So they're also very accessible and they're very convenient and very for the student and always very helpful.
Guys, what is a sentence that you might say to the viewers who is gonna join you? Like something that will help them in the near future.
Or one word?
Or yeah, or one word or one
One word.
sentence. What?
Okay, I would say, do your best every single time, under any circumstances, just give it your all. So that if you reflect back, you think, wow, I really did try my best. You feel proud, even though maybe you didn't go to the pathway that you wanted, and you didn't get the grades that you wanted, but you can still recognize your efforts. Yeah.
How about you, Liam?
Really something like go easy on yourself, because I had to find out, and I know that students out there who don't find out or whatever, tell themselves to work harder. The students like that as well, but then there are also students who work too hard to the point that they burn out. So for students like that, maybe go easy on yourself, and forgive yourself for some things. That's such great advice.
That's very mature.
How about you, Alvin?
One sentence would be, reach your goals by any means possible. But don't get too stressed, let's say, if you do.
I will say appreciate whatever you have know and value it and use it to the max. So while you're using the sources you have now, you should value it and you should understand that this is very valuable to me and we have to respect it.
And don't forget to have fun while you're teaching for this stuff. So thank you everyone for sharing their experiences and insights. We'll now take a look at any questions from our viewers. If there are any, please type them in the chat box. We'll get to them very shortly. Okay, looks like we've got some great questions coming in. Let's start with the first one. From Sylvia. Thank you guys for sharing the experiences. How do you guys deal with boredom when studying or doing the same routine every day? Okay. Well, for me, I think you can get bored from the same routine. What I like to do is I switch it up because when you're studying at your home, you may get bored. So what I do is I go to cafe, I try to study at school, at the library, or just at the study hub and just finish all my work at one sitting. Because when you're at home, you get to do stuff, you listen to music. What I do is I just have a routine where I just finish this in the same amount of time that I've set, 50 minutes, an hour, 3 hours. And in order to avoid not having the same routine, I add like, oh, today I'll eat lunch outside, or today I'll cook. Or I try to incorporate exercise as much as I can. Like, oh, this morning I'll wake up early, I'll do Pilates, or maybe this evening I'll go for a walk. Because it's important to get your body moving while studying as well. It energizes your body in a way as well. How about what advice do you guys give?
Me personally, I don't really have a fixed routine like Michelle, but how I would look at it is I would do a checklist of what's most important to me and what's not important. So let's say my important thing now is I have to research on what I have to do for the future. That's first. Second would be schoolwork. Third would be gym, and so on and so forth. So I think doing something like that keeps me from being bored because I would prioritize things that I have to do first and everything else would come second. So that means every week it won't really be the same every time. Is maybe not one and two would be switched, one and three would be switched, something like that. So I don't really get bored when studying.
So, thank you for the question, Sylvia. So I think the first rule about not getting boredom, is that you have to go for a degree that you're actually interested in. The first thing, try to choose a degree that you truly have interest in. But of course, boredom is sort of inevitable and there will be boredom in study. I think you have to really prioritize social life as well. So I would say stick to your friends in university because it's hard to maintain some relationships in university because you know class in high school or school it's like you're studying the same classmates that they go but then in university it's like you know different people. So you know instead of doing the same thing every day and having the experiences meeting every day, try to go out with friends that really
Well, I think I'm just like you guys. I try to go out to cafes if I'm bored, study somewhere else, go to the gym to relieve some stress, and then see what's important first so that if I like this is important and the due date is soon, then I'll put my boredom aside and just focus on what's in front of me, focus on what's to do.
See, these are so great answers, guys. We have another question from James actually. Are there any networking opportunities within the company? So, yes. So, as I mentioned earlier about CEO launch and career fairs, that would be a networking opportunities that we have here. Now, I would encourage you guys to talk to the lecturers and professors for more networking opportunities. They might invite you events where you can and get to know people. And actually, even during our classes, lecturers would invite guest speakers from different industries for you to ask questions about their pathways, what you guys can do in the future, and we really give you guys opportunity.
Or like you mentioned, lecturers potentially inviting you events, is it in school or outside of school?
So usually there are external ones, internal ones. The internal ones will be where the guest speakers come. I would
Just
say
the-
see your launch, your place. Well, it's particularly external as well, but you get to visit like workshops here, so it is both internal as well actually. So yeah, you get to see, so you get to hear from different speakers as well. I believe you guys have the most of them as well, right?
And something to add to Michelle, not only that, but you could also network around school in the student hub, in the library, even in the canteen. But to do so, since it's a 2-year course, you might be seeing them less often. You would have to put more effort in reaching to them out. Let's say you would want to get some food, some drinks, or even a coffee date with someone.
Okay, really good, guys. I hope we answered your questions. Thank you all for tuning in today and for your fantastic questions. And if what you have heard today sparked your interest in studying abroad, we're delighted to have you join the JCU University Singapore family. Over here, you can dive into vibrant campus life, explore the exciting culture of Singapore, and work towards your academic and career dreams. There's something special here for everyone. Are you ready to embark on this exciting journey? Head over to our website and explore our programs and find out how to apply. Have questions, or if you'd like to hear from students like us, connect with them from insider tips and experience via this QR code. And we're here to support you every step of the way. Thanks again for joining us, and a big thank you to our student marketers for sharing their experiences. We can't wait to see you at JCU. Take care and goodbye.